this is Duncan reporting for MG Stories in the middle of March. And yep, the snow's still here. But you didn't come here to talk about snow, you came here to talk about cars. So it's been a little while since I posted an update. And I haven't made massive progress, but I'm going to show you just a few things I've been doing and tell you what's next. So as you can see by this bench over here, the gearbox components are still laid out in the bench. I would love to tell you that it's all Joe's fault because he's been so busy, and he is really busy. But as he pointed out to me on the phone the other night, that he's offered up 3 times to come over, and I've had to decline him all 3 times because there was something else going on. So it's my fault, really. So thanks for your diligence, Joe. I'll be counting on you. So the gearbox is still requires some attention. Got the components in from Rimmer Brothers via the UK, thanks to my brother and his transport. So the components are here, so it's just a case of reassembly. I say just, but we dismantled it in such a hurry with just using Joe's brain that I wouldn't dream of trying to put this back together myself. I've looked for YouTube videos and they're not really there, and I don't want to do it and do it wrong and have to take everything out again. It has to be done right first time. So in the meantime, there's a few other things that we've been doing. And the mechanical bit is the overdrive. So this is an overdrive unit. And for those of you that don't know what an overdrive is, I'll summarize it by saying it's an extra gear outside of the gearbox that gets engaged electrically rather than with a gear lever that essentially gives you another half gear. So in this, in my MGB GT V8, I can get to 4th gear, engage the overdrive, and it gives me an extra gear. So it's not quite a 5th gear, we'll call it a 4.5 gear. And it's pretty useful, especially for motorway cruising. But as per my other MGB that I had before, they leak, and this one is no exception. So what I'm doing, and it can leak in a number of different ways. So what I'm doing here is this is actually the bottom of it, and there's a plate that goes on the bottom. You can see it in the bag here. So that requires a whole new gasket. The screws that go into the bottom are not that fantastic, but we'll address those. There's another plate that goes on top of this solenoid. This is the electrical solenoid that punches up and knocks the gearing into from 4th to 4.5. And this has got a number of O-rings in it, and those leak. And there's even a piece of electrical wire that comes out of the side. And if you can see just closely on here, you can see that that's perished. And just through that D shape there, oil gets out of there as well. So I've ordered new components. I'm heading to the UK this evening. Those are delivered into my UK address. Thanks, Mum. And I'll be bringing those back when I come back next week. So other bits I've been doing as well. I've been cleaning the engine. It's not dirty, but with little oil leaks and things like that have occurred over time, grime has built up. So a combination of brake fluid cleaner, solvent, and even a bit of Googlon oven cleaner being used. I've got the aluminium metalwork looking a lot better. Still needs a little bit more, but generally I'm pretty happy with that. And then under the bonnet, a few things in play. There is the one I'm particularly proud of. Well, I'm proud of all of these pieces. One I'm particularly proud of is the addition of a new positive terminal underneath here. This is for the actual batteries underneath the back seat, which at the best of times is a pain in the bum to get to. So if you're trying to trickle charge your car to keep the battery healthy, or you have to jump start it, it's a painful process. You literally have to move the front seats forward, tip up the back seats, remove a cover that's got 5 screws on it just to get to the battery, and then you have to put it all back together again when you're finished. So by putting a positive terminal here, it means that I can jump start it from under the bonnet like you would on many other cars, particularly modern ones. And you can also use that as a point for trickle charging as well. What you've got to do is make sure that it's very well insulated, because touching that to that would create spark and fire. So we don't want that. So I've put some nice shielding around it. I got this from just from Amazon, and I got I can't remember where I got the battery wire, but this is a full-on battery wire as well. And on this particular model, there's a convenient mounting point here of positivity under here. So I've linked it into that, and this then goes to the starter motor. So some legit wiring there that really helps with jump starting and trickle charging. The bling thing I've done is moved away from this car being an original, in addition to that positive terminal I've just talked about, is the addition of twin air horns. And these air horns are just fitted underneath here. You can see them there. They're fitted out of the way. They're out of the way of a radiator and other pieces. So pretty happy about that. And then over here is where I've fitted the compressor and the relay for firing off the horns as well. So the car might be small, but you'll see it coming. It'll be pretty loud when it arrives. So happy about that. And then the last thing I've done is just a little bit of bling cosmetic. The cross member there that supports the front axle and hosts the steering rack and suspension. I've given this a coat of black as well. It was already black. It wasn't too bad, but I had the paint anyway, and everything's out, and I want to make it look a bit blingy. So whether gloss black makes it move away from original, maybe, but it looks okay. So I'm happy about that. So that's the progress. By moving the air horns underneath, it's achieved a couple of things, most notably just clearing up this area here. The front grille, I've actually done a bit of work on as well, because I had to replace some plastic paneling on the front grille, so that front grille is ready to go back on. And I also had to mold in the corners as well, because those reproduction grille surrounds are not very good really. They're based upon the original mold, maybe molded around the original. So that means they're a bit bigger. So with some guidance from my MG buddy Gianfranco, I've been hammering it on a little corner there just to take it in a bit so it doesn't catch the inside of the wings at either side. That's it for now. The next video I post is hopefully me and Joe putting that gearbox back together when I'm back from the UK. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the update. Please like and share and do all the subscribing and things. It doesn't make a penny for me, but maybe one day it'll pay for a drop of oil. So thank you very much for watching. This is Duncan for MG Stories. Back to the studio.